I have to read you guys this interview. It's with the leader of the Conservative Party, Pierre Poilievre, but it reads like an interview with a child who needs a nap. Just listen to this. So the interviewer, Jenny Lamothe, says, "Those who are not supporting you accuse you of flirting with right-wing extremism." And Pierre interrupts and goes, "What do you mean?" And she says, "Well, you've interacted with Diagolon." And he says, "What is that? I don't know what that is." Despite being pictured with them many times and even issuing public statements about them, but whatever. So the interviewer kindly tried to explain to the man pretending to not know what Diagolon is, and he just says, "That's an example of gaslighting by NDP liberal extremists who are trying to convince the people that they're wrong. Justin Trudeau, Mr. Blackface, who's dressed up in racist costumes so many times that he can't remember them all." Like, this is a real interview. I kind of can't believe this. "They want to call a trucker racist because he can't afford a home and he's not supporting them." And the interviewer just goes, "Well, that's not quite answering the question." And he says, "I know what you're speaking of. I'm speaking of something else." So, not answering the question, basically. "I'm addressing the extremism that we have in Canada, and that extremism is a prime minister who says he admires the basic Chinese communist dictatorship, and Fidel Castro, who's passing censorship laws that Margaret Atwood—" Have you heard of her? Have you heard of Margaret Atwood? "She says that's creeping into totalitarianism. That's Margaret Atwood. So what, she's an extremist?" He then asked, out of curiosity, if the reporter was a fan of Margaret Atwood. And this is a bar. "We declined to answer as it was not relevant and we had limited time." And Pierre goes on, "Obviously, the fact we do have a big problem with extremism in this country, and it's the prime minister who's the extremist." And it just keeps going like this, and Pierre just gets more and more unhinged, and the article just gets more and more passive-aggressive. Pierre goes, "The prime minister wants to decriminalize crack, and he wants to give out tax-funded opiates to our kids. He wants to ban automobiles that people need to get to where they're going." And the article just says, "He did not provide specifics or reference policies to which he was referring." And then at the end, I guess, kind of after he winds down and realizes how crazy he sounds, he goes, "I hope you'll play that in full without any edits." And this is the best part. They just go, "Bro, you're recording this interview too." 10 out of 10 interview. Shout out Jenny Lamothe. Pray for my boy Pierre. Nothing wrong with him. He's just an idiot.